Hi, Lynn there from Awakening Human Awareness. Today we're going to be talking about negative self-talk and actually how it takes a toll on our self-worth. So we're going to dive right in. There are 5 methods that you can implement that are going to stop that negative self-talk right in its tracks. Some are going to work for you and some won't, and that's okay. Use what feels comfortable for you. Okay. So I want you to just imagine, you're on your way about doing something that's really meaningful to you. And you're really vested into it and you're excited about it. And then all of a sudden, that little voice comes into play. And it's basically saying, you can't do this. You're not good enough. You're going to probably fail at it. So why bother? And that's not who we really are. And that's all that limbic kindling that goes on that keeps us from actually living large and doing the things that we love to do. So, as you well know, everything comes to a halt and you're just going nowhere. And the negative self-talk comes more and more until you just don't do it any longer. You just stop where you're at and you forget about it and you go on to something else. And we don't want to be doing that. So we're going to start to kind of rewrite the script that goes on, that video or that cassette player that keeps going and repeating that same thing over and over again. You're not enough. You're not good enough. It's not going to work for you. All of those things. And we're going to actually just rewrite the script. And this is how we're going to do it. And these are easy, quick ways to just kind of stop that immediately. So as soon as it starts, you're going to do what I call a reality check. And you're going to actually ask, is that really my truth? Is it really like that? Or is that just being projected because I'm fearful of moving forward with this? And we sometimes don't feel brave enough to do that. But you're big enough. You are enough. And I'm encouraging you to just take that next step forward. Stop the negative self-talk and move forward. So another way that you can do this is actually by softening the blow. If you can't figure out a positive counterpart to it, then I want you to just soften it a little bit. Like, that doesn't happen all the time. And look at the good things I've done, and give yourself a pat on the back and tell yourself it's actually going to be okay. So I will tell you, I've been going through this myself because I'm launching me on heal.me and I'm stepping out onto the world stage, and it's scary. I don't like talking in front of people, as some of you probably well know. And so it's tough, but I can do it and you can too. So I want you to kind of treat yourself like there's 2 aspects of you. There's the physicality, personality you, and then there's your higher self. And your higher self is your best friend. And it will talk to you as a best friend and say, it's going to be okay. You can do this. I've got you. And it's so helpful when we can actually turn to that part of ourselves and feel that connection with that higher self. Okay, here we are. Look into the future. This is a good one. Is it really going to matter tomorrow or next week or next year? We stop ourselves in our tracks, and in actuality, what we're thinking is not going to matter. So a lot of self-talk is focused right around the here and the now, and we tend to forget how little these words will matter outside of today. For instance, me doing this, and I will stumble over my words, and I've started over 5 million times. And I decided, no, I'm just going to give it my all and be real. Be authentic. So brush off the things which have no bearing on this moment and the future, and just be present with it and be authentic. Okay. So the next thing is just stop the thought. And you can do an NLP, which I've used before, where you put your hand up and you say stop. And you say stop again and stop. And when you do that, you're interrupting the negative self-talk. And the energy is actually going to change. And particularly when you take a step back and you say no, stop, you are changing that energy. You can also go and do something different. Go clean out the dishwasher or something. And just change that energy. Force yourself to think about something different. If the negative thinking comes up again, tell it firmly to disappear. Again, you keep doing this until it goes. And pretty soon you'll have a handle on this, and it won't take as long as it does maybe the first time. So notice if you're feeling better after that. After you say stop, or you change it so you're talking to someone like a friend. And hopefully you'll back up and think again and realize that you are so much more than you realize. And the sky is the limit. In fact, there's no limit. So get moving and don't look back. Just keep moving forward the best you can, being true to yourself, being authentic, and know how much you are loved. Thank you so much.